What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Monster Hunter Rise and more information on the monster sales for this game across the board. It's kind of killing it, and it's not even close when it comes to any other major AAA game on the Nintendo Switch. Monster Hunter Rise is going to pretty much dominate every single category across the board. Nintendo and Capcom definitely knocked it out of the park when it comes to the marketing of this game, and also Capcom with the development of this game from the main Monster Hunter team. So on the Nintendo Switch eShop, I've been kind of waiting to report these to you guys so we can kind of get a little bit of a full scope of what's going on the eShop with Monster Hunter Rise. And now we have some solid numbers in now that the game's been out for a week or so when it comes to the tracking of the sales charts. So on this week's charts, Monster Hunter Rise was #1, beating out the Eternal Among Us so far, and that was #2. But the big thing here is that #1 and #3 are both Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Rise #1, and then at #3 it's Monster Hunter Rise the Deluxe Edition. So back to back, pretty much back to somewhat back Monster Hunter dubs there, and this is fantastic to see. This is the first time that we've seen a major third-party game that's not using Nintendo as some type of crutch in some way, shape, or form at launch, at least, right? Not like Mario plus Rabbids or some type of different situation with Minecraft, some type of weird type of thing, but an actual real big line AAA third-party game that gets the same type of attention and budget and type of development that you would expect for a PlayStation or Xbox game, but on the Nintendo Switch. This is the first time that I think we've seen it on the platform, and it's very, very, very exciting to see this type of success, because you know that if a developer tries, they can get something done. So this pretty much dispels the notion that a Switch-focused major AAA game can't do well on the platform. If you put your time and effort and money into it, these are the results. And Monster Hunter has picked up so many new fans and is reviewing so well. So it's just great to see this. And this should be an inspiration to other developers out there that the Nintendo fan base will pick up your third-party games, which we've seen it a little bit before, right? Dragon Quest XI. Yes, there are some other games, but remember that came out a year after what we saw on the PlayStation and Nintendo 3DS. So this is the first one exclusive, not on any other platform, really just focusing on the Nintendo Switch platform, to just huge success that you'd see from a major third-party game that is multi-platform. So very good to see there. I also wanted to combine that with Amazon best sellers. Monster Hunter Rise is the #1 game on there. The Monster Hunter Rise Nintendo Switch bundle is #5 on there. So plenty of Monster Hunter when it comes to the Amazon sales charts, where Nintendo's just kind of dominating the boards. In the top 10, there's 2 different Switch systems, and there's multiple Switch games. So very good to see that. Of course, got to give a little shout out to Bravely Default and at #10. And when it comes to just games by itself, it's a little bit higher because you have some like amiibo stuff and all that. So very good to see Monster Hunter Rise do extremely well on the Switch, and this isn't going to stop. I do think that the Switch, when it comes to Monster Hunter Rise, has a shot at coming in somewhat distance of reaching Monster Hunter World, especially when the PC version of the game does come out. And I do think that this game is going to continue selling throughout the year, especially in the holiday time period. I just see this being a huge, massive seller in Japan, just being just so good to the point to where it might just carry it all the way to 10 million units in Japan alone when it comes to the ratio of sales, because the ratio was pretty heavily slighted in the first 4 days according to Capcom to Japan, with over 1.4 million not including digital, or about 1.3 million not including digital, and they did 4 million in that opening weekend. So a lot towards Japan, and I don't think it's going to stop, because there's nearly 20 million Nintendo Switch owners and fastly growing, as Monster Hunter helped sell 260,000 units in Japan for the past week. And I just think that it's going to continue snowballing here with this type of game with Monster Hunter Rise, then with Pokemon Snap coming out later this month. I mean, it just keeps going here. So very good to see that, and I can't wait to see more when it comes to what Capcom reveals for the free DLC in the game, which is going to help extend the life, and also the expansion or so, which they should talk about maybe later down the line, which kind of was out there. But anyway, What do you guys think about this when it comes to Monster Hunter Rise? Are you impressed with these type of sales? What do you feel about the game? How many hours have you put in? Where's your hunter rake at? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we're going to talk a little bit about Ninja Gaiden, the Master Collection, and kind of what's going on there. But mainly, we're going to talk about potentially there being a new Ninja Gaiden game after this Master Collection. So recently there was an interview with the developer and the producers, Famitsu talked to them, and here is what they had to say on the potential for a new Ninja Gaiden game. So, quote, "We'll see how the reaction to the Master Collection is and judge from there. If it's a hit, then there's a good chance there will be one. Honestly, we don't even have a plan yet, but often talk about it with the staff. After the development of Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, we knew what the series needed, so we have a good idea of what Ninja Gaiden is about. The nature of action games has changed over time, so we need to make sure the game evolves with the times. Straight action games are also a big hit these days, and the number of people who enjoy those types of games are also increasing. So we'd love to do a Ninja Gaiden 4 someday. Ryu Hayabusa is also very important to Team Ninja, and I think the game is an opportunity to show the world once again that Ryu Hayabusa is the best ninja in the world. So of course the Master Collection comes out for the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, all that stuff, June 10th. So it's coming up not too far from here, and as someone who grew up with Ninja Gaiden, man, I remember playing that back in the day on the NES, the original Nintendo system, the hard as nails type of gameplay, the Dark Souls before the Dark Souls, man. These games were nuts. They were always a challenge, but that's what you loved about Ninja Gaiden. That was the thing that kind of got you going with the game. And when they brought it back after a hiatus, they brought it back on Xbox, it was even bigger and better than ever in 3D, and it punished you. So it's unfortunate that they're not using the original Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden 2, or at least Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 originally, because people do like those versions over the Sigma versions of the game. But they did state in an interview that the original code was in pieces, so there's no way for them to do that, so they had to use the Sigma versions. But those are still really good games, and I think that this Ninja Gaiden collection should do okay. Heck, I already know a number of people who have already pre-ordered the physical edition and imported it from PlayAsia, so I'm guessing that it's going to be pretty good to pick up these games like with the 4K on PlayStation and stuff like that, and the added portability of the Switch, all at 60 frames per second. These are some great, fast-paced, really fun action games, and I think that players who didn't get a chance to play it, because Ninja Gaiden hasn't really been relevant for a while now. The last release in terms of new one was, we're not counting Yaiba, okay? So Ninja Gaiden 3, and that was quite some time ago. That was quite some time ago, like a decade or so. So there are brand new fans. People that have no idea what Ryu Hayabusa is about, have no idea what the original games were, the original NES back in the day. They weren't born and all that. You have Ninja Gaiden Black from the Xbox and stuff like that. They have no idea. Those were a long time ago. So this gives them an opportunity to check out these finely crafted action games. So if you're into Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or old school God of War, this is right up your alley, and I definitely recommend it. Now, I do want to talk about one more thing that I've seen quite a number of you guys reach out to me about, and that is Ryu Hayabusa in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I've talked about this before, okay, and this is something that I think can still happen. Koei Tecmo does not have a rep in Super Smash Bros. Traditionally, and Koei Tecmo has been a big ally to Nintendo, has supported Nintendo from day one with the Switch when it comes to development resources and time and believing in the system, compared to other Japanese developers getting their engines and everything ported over quickly to get their games over on the system as fast as possible. So shout outs to Koei Tecmo for that. But they did ask the developers if Super Smash Bros., if Ryu Hayabusa has a chance to be in it, and here's what they had to say, quote, "We're waiting for the invitation." Then they laughed about it. So even if he was in the game, there's no way in heck that they could even say anything about it. So I wouldn't expect them to say, "Oh yeah, Ryu Hayabusa, he's about to be in there in the next couple weeks or whatever." So whether he's going to be in or not, I mean, we just don't know. Some might take this as, okay, that he's not going to be in, or maybe he's just going to be like a Mii outfit. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But either way, I think it would be pretty cool. Yes, it's another Japanese sword fighter. Yes, I get that, and I understand, and I think people would be upset with the pick, but at the same time, Ryu Hayabusa is really cool. And he's someone that's just been around for so long as an icon in terms of just action games. Like, this guy was the guy that made the hard as nails action game even a thing when it comes down to it. So to me, Ryu Hayabusa definitely deserves a spot if he does get in, and I think it'd be kind of brutal to see him kind of zipping around with his ninja skills and slashing people up in Super Smash Bros. But I understand if people didn't want him in or whatever the case is. I totally get that, but we'll see if it actually happens. But I do think that Koei Tecmo has a strong chance to have a rep in Super Smash Bros. And Ryu Hayabusa just might be the man to get that done. So what are your thoughts on the topics that we discussed here, from Monster Hunter Rise, Nintendo Switch sales with it, also Team Ninja, Ninja Gaiden? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, peeps, that wraps it up for this one here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.